Today we'll be flying in one of the 4 Fifth Freedom flights that Singapore Airlines offer from the city of New York to Frankfurt in Germany, a flight that later on connects to the city of Singapore. And this is kind of a big milestone for me, as Singapore Airlines is one of the best airlines in the world, and I'll be flying on first class with them today, which is a dream for any travel fan like me. Stay with me in this adventure as I'll give you all the details and tips on how to be able to live experiences like this, and subscribe to the channel so you can see all the travel adventures that I'll be posting soon. After walking throughout JFK Airport, going to the departure screens, and navigating the check-in areas, I finally decided to ask someone about the Singapore check-in counters, as it is not a common airline at this airport, only a couple of flights a day I believe, and they told me check-in would be open 3 hours before the flight. We were 2 hours early, so we decided to go to the TWA hotel, get some lunch, and wait meanwhile. After our needed break, we started walking towards the check-in area with that exciting kicking emotion that traveling in first class gives you, moreover knowing the type of luxury we had ahead of us for the next 8 hours. Our check-in process was pretty smooth and fast, as they didn't have anyone else in the line for first class. The check-in agent also offered a private VIP escort to the front of the TSA line, which made our pass by security quite expedite this time. The regular line would have taken us around 30 minutes, maybe more. Right after the security check, we started looking for the Virgin Atlantic Club Lounge, which was included in our first class ticket. Unfortunately, Singapore Airlines doesn't have its own lounge at JFK, so I'm very excited to know what does Virgin offer here. I can say that the Virgin Atlantic Club Lounge in Terminal 4 at JFK is one of the best VIP lounges I have ever visited in the United States. Their menu was full with good snacks, meals, and cocktails, and their servers were nice and attentive to details in clients' needs. And that's without mentioning the nice restroom area, which I'm gonna visit in a bit. And it was decorated with a very interesting mix of human paintings in colors and lights to highlight them. I'm very surprised, Virgin Atlantic. Very good work on this lounge. Although our visit to the lounge wasn't going to be too long, we found a place to rest, took the menu, and ordered a couple of drinks while we waited for our flight. We enjoyed the lounge for a bit, had some refreshments, a shower, and we were ready to start heading to our gate. As we were getting closer to our gate, we realized the boarding process had already started. However, this part really surprised me. The check-in agent remembered us from the counter and called us to the front of the line so we could have a quicker boarding process. Which made me think, this is the tip of the mountain for me at this point. This is pure VIP treatment. Just look at my face about what just happened. I can't believe some of the things that happened in first class. When flying in first class, it is common that the flight attendant take your ticket, guide you to your seat, and welcome you to their flight. Our ride today to the other side of the Atlantic is a Boeing 777-300ER with 4 classes and seat configurations in their cabin, 4 seats in the first class cabin in a 1-to-1 layout and 3 window per window seat. 48 business class seats arranged in a 1-to-1 configuration with direct aisle access for each passenger, 28 premium economy seats in a 2-4-2 configuration usually located from seat number 31 through 34, and 184 economy seats in a 3-3-3 arrangement. As soon as I took my seat, the flight purser came to introduce himself and brought me a hot refreshing towel, followed by our flight attendant who came to introduce herself as well and offer me something to drink. And I was thirsty, so I just ordered some water for the time being. The menu included a wide variety of international foods to satisfy even vegan needs. Here is an example of all the meals you can find when flying in first class, along with a few options of wine, couple of champagnes in the price range of $200–400, quite a few cocktails and mocktail selection, specialty tea selected for Singapore Airlines flights, and of course the always needed coffee, which I have to say was pretty great. A few minutes after she brought me my water, she came to get the dinner order and even recommended some of the appetizers and most popular wines. Of course, I ordered some caviar and champagne to start the night, and she mentioned she would bring it to me as soon as we take off from New York. And I still can't believe how huge this seat was. It included the common LED reading lights, headphones connector for the IFE, in-seat controls for the lights, do not disturb sign, calling the flight attendant, a seat positioning, a double storage under the 24-inch screen, one of the largest I've seen on the market, the ottoman below the display, and next to the international outlet, which is common among long-haul flights this day. A couple of windows only for you to enjoy it, a seat panel with some USB ports and some more storage next to the leg area for magazines, books, or maybe an iPad, even a laptop if you need one. There was no overhead bin storage, which made the seat area feel bigger. However, I did miss the individual air vents on this flight. The temperature during the flight wasn't my favorite, for calling it that way. But who needs air vents when you have perfectly designed pajamas and slippers? As soon as the captain turned off the seatbelt signs, the flight attendant brought me a Tatangelo champagne, which retails for around $260 to $300, and it is one of the best I have ever tasted. Later on the flight I also tried the Krug champagne, and this was a perfect start to a great meal service. The meal service continued with a delicious garlic bread and an amazing Osetra caviar with the usual accompaniments. Although this Osetra caviar is specially created for Singapore Airlines, the similar one retailed for around $150 each. As usual, the caviar was spectacular, and although some people prefer to have it with the vodka, I think that the champagne is perfectly fine to have it with it. For my second appetizer, I selected the chicken soup, and I have to admit that it wasn't my favorite, but I guess not everything can be perfect, and it's more of a personal like on that one. But you can perfectly observe that by yourself by looking at my face after my first sip. And it was time for the real deal, the braised beef that I ordered as a main course, which was delicious. And the red wine that the flight attendant recommended was perfect for that steak. I definitely couldn't have asked for more on this flight. The steak was cooked to perfection, and with the wine and the setting of the table, it felt like a luxurious restaurant in the middle of Manhattan. I love red wine, so no selection is bad for me, but I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to taste wine this expensive. After the dinner and planning for a resting night in that amazing bedding provided by Singapore Airlines, I asked for a soothing tea which, to my surprise, came with Australian honey. But I even think that surprised me more that the usual amenity kit was not offered initially until I mentioned it to the flight attendant. And it was totally worth it. The kit bag looks very sophisticated and comes with an eye mask, moisturizing cream, and a room spray. Perfect for when you're staying overseas in a place that's not yours and maybe the smell is not what you're expecting or wanting at the time. All products are provided by the recognized brand Lalique, which I think is French, but just leave me a comment if I'm wrong on that. Before going to bed, I decided to take a look at the restaurant, and it was also stocked with Lalique products, a larger bottle of body lotion, some cologne, the usual facial mist, a Lalique hand wash, and even had a drawer with hairbrushes, toothbrush, some body cream, and other, but the most perfect element in that restaurant was a full body mirror. The flight attendant was making my bed while I was changing into my PJs, and I went directly onto it. I definitely needed that expected rest. The flight was great in every sense, and I even got to sleep for about 5 hours, although the temperature was a little hot to my taste. The captain announced the descent into Frankfurt, and I had to run to change into my normal clothes and ask for some coffee to the flight attendant. And we made it to Frankfurt, Germany. Remember to subscribe and like the channel so you'll help me create more videos like this, and you'll get to see the last part of our trip in Austrian Airlines. I really hope you enjoyed the experience and see you soon in the next adventures I'll be adding to the channel.